Cooper in some deep traffic in there against EK.
That was a tough possession overall. The ball never just got going, but you see the double team on the post right there. Nembhard wide open for three on the weak side. So far, the Zags have done a great job of recognizing the doubles coming.
DJ Richards, the first man in off the bench for the Cowboys. They wanted to press. That's hit them no good. Greg goes up off the window, and a whistle and a foul. I'm going to call that Antavian Collum.
They call it on the floor, you call it a shooting foul. Take it out on the baseline.
Greg saying, hey man, I was shooting. The officials say, no, you weren't.
Greg, a guy that wasn't starting at the beginning of the season, but eventually made his way into the starting lineup, and it's been a very strong ball club ever since.
Trying to get it to EK.
Excellent high-low action.
Nice catch by the big fella.
Excellent high-low. Big fella saw they were fronting. Quick flip and seal on the inside. Easy work in the basket.
This is the group I was talking about that have won 30 or more games. It's not a long list. Nice tip in of his own miss by Collum.
Look at this pressure. Every single play, these guys are up and they're at you.
Nembhard got it back inside to EK, but he walks. Couch or courtside, refresh your fandom with a delicious Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? You try and decide. Early on, Gonzaga by 4. Little weave on top. It includes Garcia with the ball in hand, working against Watson. Step back three. Won't go. EK with a rebound.
And the three-point shot is part of McNeese's game. If you haven't seen them play, they have 4 players that shoot 40% or better from 3. But right now, the three-point shot looks like it's a major part of the Zags game.
That's 2 for Hickman, who shoots 41% out there. Lead goes up to 7. Well scored the first basket of the ball game. Hasn't tried one since, but that's a nice feed. Inside, come back out to Collum. He'll try a triple. All white jerseys for the rebound for the Bulldogs. Nembhard the kick out. Hickman heat check. Nope, not that time. Collum has hand on the rebound and was fouled by Greg.
Even though that shot didn't go in, I still love the quality of shot that the Zags are getting right now. Every time they come down the court, whether the shot is made or missed, you look at the shot quality and you just shake your head and say, yeah, that's the type of shots I want my team to take. For McNeese has looked a little disjointed on the offensive end.
Garcia working against Greg. He's going to fade away and got it to drop. Greg, immediate foul trouble.
Greg picking up his second.
Bulldogs, though, lost to Baylor in the national championship game. This guy doesn't lose many, that's for sure. He's 41-23 in his previous 23 trips to the NCAA tournament. Javon Garcia, Columbus, Ohio native, at the free throw line.
This time we see McNeese back off of the pressure. Actually, no, they're a little bit of a half-court 1-3-1 look. Got to keep the ball out the corners in that 1-3-1. They're looking to trap you over there.
Gonzaga goes right back to the 3 ball, and it pays off. As Dusty Stromer strokes one.
Gonzaga has something going. They're understanding once they throw the ball to one side of the court, the double comes, it's an immediate skip pass, and that has led to already 3 to 4 wide open jumpers.
at the baseline. Back outside with a second to shoot. Offensive rebound battle won by Collum. He goes right back up with it. Strong. And he's going to go to the line.
See the missed shot. Collum is carving out space. Hard working in there. Going back up.
That was Shoemate, I beg your pardon.
Shoemate, oh my.
Yeah, my fault.
Big time athlete.
Trying to cap off the three-point play.
This team is tenacious on the offensive glass, generating second chance opportunities on 30% of their shots.
Defensive player of the year, put some offense together there to bring the lead back down to just 4. Watson's got a mismatch on the baseline. Got it into EK. Whoop. That's going to be goaltending.
That's an obvious goaltending. But I'll live with that type of mistake right there because it's about hustle. And this team is all about hustle, energy, effort, tenacity, turnovers. These type of plays right there. So, yeah, it's a goaltend right there, but if you're Will Wade, you can stomach it.
Can't touch it once it hits the glass. Wells, turn around, the jumper got it.
Boy, that is tough right there. Got right to his area and just faded away.
Gebhardt right back to EK. Lost the handle, but they keep possession. Hickman on a runner. And rebound off to the Cowboys.
Wells has a knife if he likes.
Working against Stromer. Lost the handle. Picked up on the baseline, though, by Shoemate. 4 to shoot. Gonna have to hustle. Wells. Baseline jumper. No, but it beat the clock, and they got another rebound. And a foul on Gonzaga. Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com.
And you can see how tenacious McNeese is on the glass. They chase everything. If it goes up, they feel like it's their ball.
Ooh, dangerous inbound pass. And Watson stole it. And the push to Stromer. Nice job by Watson on both ends.
Yes, excellent steal, and then heads up on the fast break to make the nice pass.
Garcia going to work in the paint from 15. Slams it off the back of the iron. EK clears the rebound. Hickman got his man in the air. Finds the open man for 3. And 3 free throws upcoming. Felder fouls Stromer outside the arc.
You see Watson right here not conceding anything. Great active hands on defense and eyes up. Catches Stromer right there for the nice finish on the transition fast break. And here, the Cardinals saying fouling a guy shooting a jump shot. Just simply can't do it.
And a very good free throw shooter, Dusty Stromer, the freshman. Out of Sherman Oaks, California. California, not that time.
I'm blaming that miss on you.
I know.
Announcers jinx all the way.
Down the second. 1 more to come. Both teams go back to their bench. Braden Huff checks in for Gonzaga to give EK a breather.
And Huff is a kid they think is going to be a player in maybe a year or two. They really like his scoring ability.
Well, Stromer got 2 out of 3. Biggest lead so far for the Zags, up 8. Hickman will sit for a moment. Gonzaga 4 out of 5 outside the arc. Wells feeds it inside and a walk.
Yeah. Right here, catches it inside. Nice drop step, but then it was just too many after that. Huff did a good job of holding his ground.
Nice drop step,
forcing the extra step.
Nice drop step. Then it was a Louisiana two-step.
Yeah, and the Louisiana two-step is frowned upon. Look at the pursuit. It's like they're not conceding anything. McNeese is not conceding anything at the rim right now. If you go up there challenging, you might make a shot, but they're going to be there.
It's over. No foul.
That time when the ball went to the post, McNeese didn't double. That's why that weak side three-point shot was not available.
Wells just pulled up from deep and missed it. Watson trying to get it to the middle. They throw it away.
That's what they do. They turn you over.
And don't get it in transition.
Oh, wow.
Collin missed at the rim.
Gotta have those. You're gonna pull the upset. You got to make those shots.
And another turnover. Back-to-back turnovers by the Bulldogs.
That's not something the Bulldogs normally do.
Mike Saunders will try a little finger roll and got it. And a foul on Huff. Well, a chance for a three-point play. The Cowboys have already converted 2 3-point plays, the old-fashioned kind, field goal and free throw. Mike Saunders has a chance to do it again. And does.
And McNeese jumps right back into that pressure, full court. They are not going to back down at all. That pressure defense, that's their calling card. That's their identity. Forcing turnovers on nearly 25% of their possessions.
And a little reach in. Javon Garcia picks up his first one. Movie we're watching is Gonzaga, the 5 seed, against McNeese, the 12 seed, here in round 1 of the Midwest region. And there's a cheap foul from behind on Saunders.
And Saunders right there almost had to steal. Huff never saw him.
Will Wade has brought together a bunch of guys from different parts and different schools, transfer portal in. So they do a lot of things together in the offseason, and they bonded really well for a bunch of guys that didn't know each other about a year ago.
And they say one of the things they did, they were doing early Navy SEAL training as a group in the morning.
Out on the beach.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, I like to bond with my friends, but not doing Navy SEAL like there's got to be another way.
Watson comes up short.
We can't play video games together or something?
That won't work. Shoemate will bring it down after 2 misses inside by the Bulldogs. And then he throws the shoulder.
Yeah. And Shoemate is more of a finisher than a facilitator. Like he's better off when somebody makes the play for him as opposed to him trying to do it himself.
EK back in for Gonzaga. So we approach the midway point, first half. Dana.
Guys, you're talking about the team bonding there. Also, don't forget, Will Wade takes away their phone the night before games and then at dinners as well, and nobody complains about it.
How's that possible? I have a 13-year-old. If I took away his phone, it would be madness and pandemonium in my house.
I read an article someplace that 76% of the teenagers in the country feel less stress when they don't have their phone. I got news for you. Just put it away once in a while.
Yeah.
You'll be stress-free. His second Three on the other end has given them an 8-point lead. Second time they've been up by 8. Ryan, not a huge three-point shooter. 32 coming into this, but he's dropped a couple already in the first half.
Yeah, and all the Zags threes have been quality looks. Guys wide open. That's been the theme. They've been able to handle this pressure. On the backside, they've been able to get excellent opportunities.
That three rims out, kept alive underneath by Shoemate.
Man, I tell you what, McNeese is just chasing everything down. When that shot goes up, there's 2 and 3 guys there with active hands just trying, fighting tooth and nail to get an offensive rebound.
McNeese average beating their opponents by almost 19 points a game this year. Number 1 in the country. Watson missed, but it's tipped in by Ike. Graham's got 6. Saunders looking for a pick. Five to shoot. It's not the shot we're looking for.
Yeah, a lot of picks on that play, but not a lot of rolling. Shoemate was setting picks, but he wasn't rolling.
Hickman knocks down another one. His third three. And Will Wade's seen enough of that. Michigan State and Illinois won. ACC 2-0, including your Tar Heels. Mississippi State and South Carolina made it an 0 for 2 day so far for the SEC. 11 seeds doing well. And here we've got West Coast Conference leading the Southland 28-17.
Duquesne with the big win today. I asked you last night who was going to win between Duquesne and BYU to help my bracket. You told me to go with BYU.
No, I didn't. The rest of the table did.
I thought it was you.
No, it wasn't me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I am. So they'll work at try to chip it away from the free throw line. DJ Richards.
And we talk about the three-point shooting by the Zags, and Will Wade did an excellent job of talking about what was going on, why his defense was being compromised. You got to tip your hat to Coach Few. He understood this team was going to trap the ball. Let's not get it right on the low block where the trap was a little bit more effective. Let's extend it. Now you can see that weak side skip a lot easier, and it has been absolutely punishing McNeese in the first half.
Richards got 1 of 2. Cuts it to a 10-point lead. Just under 8 to play first half. Gebhardt directing traffic. Looking for a screen. Didn't get one, but he still got it inside to Ike. And Ike's foul going up by Shoemate.
Yeah, that was definitely a foul. Nembhard did a really good job on the pick and roll, holding that pass to the last minute to get it in there to the big fella.
Graham, redshirt junior, played at Wyoming where he was all Mountain West. And now with Gonzaga. 7 points here in the first half. Watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Download now to stay up to date on all the action. And there has been a lot of action and a lot more to come tonight, tomorrow, and all the way through Sunday. Ike got them both.
Ike, a very good free throw shooter at 78%, and that's a luxury. Maybe you have a big fella that can go out there and knock him down to close to an 80% clip. That's going to help you out.
Are you a good free throw shooter? I don't remember.
Come on, Brad. Let's not talk about that.
I used to do your games, man.
Let's stay positive here now. Let's stay positive.
On the baseline. And that one won't go, and it rebound. Snatched down by Greg. We got into some early foul trouble playing with 2.
You see him, he was looking for the double team. I think Coach Wade made an adjustment and he might have pulled it off. Graham was looking for the double team. It was not there. And so as a result of that, that weak side three-point shot wasn't there.
Collum going for the steal on the reach around from behind, picks up his second foul.
That is the chess match between these two coaching staffs. The game within the game.
1-1 for Ryan Nembhard. Oh, West Coast Conference first teamer. Here's what I was talking about, the foul trouble. Really, both teams had a couple of issues. Collins, Shoemate, Hickman, and Gregg for Mark Few's team. Nembhard knocks them both down. He's got 8 for the game. The lead now the largest, up to 14. It's kind of a danger zone here with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the half. The Cowboys need some offense and they need some stops. On the offense they didn't get.
If you're McNeese, you understand it's that danger zone. These last 6:40.
Oh, what a block. Nice job.
But McNeese has to get some points on the board.
Garcia will try to bring it down himself. Hits under the rim. A little out of control. And now he's going to try to swipe it from behind. Here's Gregg. Rims out of 3. Collum with a strong rebound.
It's been a while since we've seen Wells get a bucket. He needs to try to get going.
Right there.
Right on cue. Must have hurt him.
Shahade's got 6.
That was a great change of direction by Wells. Made a defender think there was a screen coming. Quickly went the other way. Easy basket.
Watson trying to get it over in the corner. Knocked out of bounds by Wells.
Nembhard right here with the lay. Thought he had the layup, but access denied.
Javon Garcia says, not on my watch. Eight to shoot. Stromer gets it over in the corner. Gets it right back. And he'll try 3 at the buzzer and got it. Boy, talk about using the clock to perfection. Finding the open man.
What patience, what poise. And then the ball switched sides of the court 2 different times. Excellent work by the Zags.
This is how Gonzaga went 14-2 since mid-January. Moving the ball like this. Scoring the 3 ball. Shooting 51.6% from the floor.
And a lot of that comes down to having a great leader like Nembhard. Nembhard easily could have forced up a bad shot right there because the shot clock was running down with 3 or 4 seconds on it. But he understood, if I get down that baseline, I can get it to my partner over here on the weak side. And he did that. You see so many guys rush up shots in those situations.
5 minutes to go first half. Wells draws a double team. That leaves Garcia open for 3. And out of bounds to Gonzaga. There's a record I was talking about and what they've done scoring-wise. And their defense has been great. Field goal percentage. You know, Dana mentioned that at one point they're 15-5 and people were doubting them. And I had them on I think it was February 10th against Kentucky. And we're at practice as Ben Gregg scores. We're at practice. And Mark Few was saying to Raph and Jay Wright and I, yeah, he said, people are doubting us. And I said, well, we're not doubting ourselves. I just feel like if we just put it together, play a little bit like we've been playing lately, and then, you know, maybe we get in our conference tournament, we make a little run, we can keep that string of NCAA appearances together. And they're 14-2. He knew what he was talking about.
He also knew what he was doing when he inserted this guy into the starting lineup. Ben Gregg making a difference. Cutting down the lane and 1.
Garcia picks up his second foul.
That's a strong finish by Gregg, playing through the contact.
He's a good shooter, and he's got great size. He's 6'10".
He's not a small 6'10" either.
No,
Powerfully
he's
built.
put together.
Yeah.
Junior out of Clackamas, Oregon.
From where?
Clackamas, Oregon.
Okay. I haven't heard that part of Oregon before.
I haven't been there, I'll say that.
Yeah.
This to put him up 20. Short. Only one lead change. Wells lets go from 3. Nothing but white jerseys on the rebound again, including Nebhart.
Right now, this has just been a total mismatch. All Zags. McNeese looks a little overmatched in this game.
Another 3 for Greg.
And McNeese is a very good team, but you have to understand they've only faced 2 teams ranked inside the top 100 of KenPom all season long. So they haven't seen this level of basketball.
Yeah, they definitely moved up a weight class tonight. Saunders has to bring it back out. Nice defense by Stromer. That might have been one too many passes.
Another layup rims out. How many of those have we seen from McNeese in the first half?
It's 5. And Watson slams it home. A 24-point lead. All the Cowboys can do is try to cut into this lead. Love to get it to 15. Saunders in the corner, lost the ball, kept alive though, and jump ball. Gonzaga will have possession. Coming up on AT&T at the half, get all the scores and highlights plus the latest NCAA tournament news. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half, which is 2:44 away. Nebhart going to take his time. See if they try to go inside to EK, who hasn't had a touch in a little while. They haven't needed the inside game. The outside game is working just fine. Thank you.
The inside game has basically been a decoy for the outside game.
Nebhart. That one's off the mark. Kept alive by Greg, and his won't go either. Garcia with a rebound. Wells in some traffic, can't get it to drop.
Zags looking for their high-low action in this play right here. Oh yeah,
There it is.
Oh, he missed it.
He had him.
Coach Few dialed it up. They just didn't execute. It was the perfect timing, perfect call.
Watson looks over at EK and says, "My fault." He just tapped himself on the chest.
Yeah, EK did a great job of sealing on the inside, and Watson just let him a little bit too far.
There's an open look, and it goes. Finally.
McNeese finally gets a three-point shot to fall. They're known for turning you over and hitting threes, and tonight they haven't done much of either.
Richards is their best three-point shooter. And that's his first. Minute to go, first half. EK got a touch there, and he's going to try it from in the paint and got it.
Taking his time down there. Making sure there was no double team, then get right into his move.
Shahade Wells misses, got his own miss, knocked it out, and it'll be Cowboys ball.
You see EK with the strong catch. Make sure there's no double, then goes right to work with the floater. Excellent touch.
Gonzaga has won 169 straight games when leading by 10 or more points at halftime, and they're going to have way more than a 10-point lead at halftime. That's a lot of games winning at half by double digits. Foul's going to be on Stromer.
You're Will Wade, you're just trying to get to halftime so you can possibly regroup your troops and try to figure out how you can keep these guys focused and make sure they don't let go of the rope in the second half.
All right. 1-1 for Javon Garcia. Great crowd in here, as we've had in our first two games this afternoon and now the first one tonight.
It has been packed from the jump since noon.
5 for Garcia. And about a 2 or 3 second difference. Shot clock, game clock. Nebhard will bring it out. Zags trying to play for one shot here. 6 to shoot. Nebhard, oh wow, what a pass to Watson. Half-court heave. 48-25. Look at this dish. A dish to pass and a pass to flush. Dana.
Coach, in this game, shooting 73% from beyond the arc, over 50% from the field. What's been going right for you? How to keep that up in the second half?
Well, first of all, we're playing great defense. That's the whole key to this thing. And secondly, when we take great care of the ball, we're getting good shots on our terms. It's a dangerous team. They've got a lot of fight in them. We're going to come back out in the second half, keep taking great care of the ball, keep playing great D.
Thanks, Coach.
Good thing Mark doesn't have to do 4 games in one day. His voice would be gone by halfway through the second. That's the end of the half. This is the largest deficit of a team that won 30 or more games to get to the NCAA tournament at halftime in tournament history. Of teams that had 30 wins during the course of the trip to the NCAA tournament. So let's see if they can chip away and fight back into this thing.
Offensively, everything has just been a struggle. The struggles continue as that runs out.
That's what Dana was just talking about.
At halftime, they were shooting 27% from the floor, talking about McNeese, 10% from 3, and only had 1 assist.
Right. Compared to 15 for Gonzaga. And Gonzaga shooting almost 59% from the floor. Here's a steal by Wells, trying to take it coast to coast. And even again, he had to adjust in midair because of the defense, but trying to get some of those to drop. They're 0 for 2. And that one does drop. And Ben Gregg, who had early foul trouble, has started to find the range. He's going to try it again. Oh, he airmailed that one to the backside.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right today for Gonzaga.
Wells, that around. Nebhard. Boy.
Excellent defense by the Zags, though. Run Wells off the 3-point line, and then as soon as he comes in there for 2, the big fellas there challenging that shot.
9 made field goals for the Cowboys. 9 made threes for the Zags. That'll get you beat.
Handily.
There's a feed inside to EK, left-hander, and he'll go to the free throw line. As the foul's on Column.
And you see Nembhard, no wasted motion, swinging it right to Gregg in the corner.
Well, that's what Nebhard does. Came in with 215 assists on the year. Former Big East freshman of the year when he was at Creighton. And And Ike knocks down the first. Watch whip around coverage of all the men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with Fast Break, presented by AT&T 5G and the March Madness Live app. You can download now. Got them both. He's perfect from the stripe, 4 for 4. 12 points, 6 rebounds for Graham Ike. And contested inside. It's going to be a foul and a shooting foul as Greg picks up his third.
You see Wells come off the screen, force 2 defenders to come to him, and then Shoemate slides down the lane.
5 and 5 for Christian. Started his career at Tulsa.
Think he called bank?
I'm not sure, but he'll take it. Put his name in the portal last year. And then Will Wade came in and they had a conversation. He said, I think I like this guy. I think I'll stay.
That's a testament to Will Wade.
Yep.
Who he is as a person.
Winner of this one meets the winner of our last game of the night. Between Kansas and Samford. There's a 3 going for the second time for Richards.
And that's what they need. Turnovers and 3-point shots. That's how McNeese gets back into this.
Now they'll go back into a little bit of pressure. Watson doesn't have any problem with it.
If you're McNeese, don't try to get it all back at one time. You just want to say, hey, man, when we get to about the 10-minute mark, can we have this thing down to maybe about 13 to 14? And then from there, maybe we cut it down a little bit more, just put some more pressure on.
But unfortunately, there's no 24-point plays. Well, they got the stop again. They got Wells out in front, the crossover, and the lay-in.
I like that one, Wells. Moving through London with the Euro stuff. Somebody better stamp his passport.
Watson found a lane and one.
You see Watson right here. That's Garcia on him. Garcia is just too small, just outmatched.
Garcia picks up his third.
Once Watson got just a half step by him, it was all she wrote.
Anton Watson trying to cap off a 3-point play. He's one of Spokane's own. Homegrown product for the Zags. McNeese averages 80 a game. They got 31 right now.
Probably not going to sniff that 80.
I don't think so.
And a lot of that comes down to the way the Zags value the basketball. McNeese has to get offensive rebounds, hit threes, and get turnovers.
Well, they got one there from Shoemate, who laid in the miss off Wells' finger roll.
There's the turnover.
There's the turnover.
That's a poor angle to try to feed the post right there for Hickman. Just drive that ball to the corner and then drop that pass in.
Collum came up limping. I don't think he's going to do anything with the ball except get rid of it. Not sure if he stepped on someone's foot on the other end, but he's hobbling right now.
Yeah, Collum's struggling. They might need to get him out.
Could use a stop and play right now. He's trying to guard Ike too. Yeah, he couldn't turn around to go with Ike. His legs not working.
Ike taking advantage. Quick seal.
And now the official stop play because Antavian Collum just having trouble walking, much less running. Ankle with those shoes. Those things are nice.
Steph Curry.
See if he can get back in. Ike, another rebound.
Quality look right there, but Rich just wouldn't fall.
Nemhard trying to feed the post. Thought that was kicked by Shoemate. Watch CBS Sports HQ for free 24/7 coverage of the big dance and all the biggest moments in sports. Catch tournament highlights, picks, previews, recaps, and much more. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. 25-point Gonzaga lead with 15 play here in Salt Lake. Brad Nessler, Brendan Haywood, David Jacobson here in first round action in the Midwest region. Here's Saunders on the runner.
The runner kept running.
Fell into the lap of Ben Gregg. Nebard, 3 rims out. EK puts it right back up with the left hand. No wasted motion.
And that's what EK's known for, having that excellent touch. Floaters, hook shots, all that inside. That's his forte. That's his wheelhouse.
It's perfect. And he's got a double-double. 6 for 6 from the floor and 10 rebounds. Nice strong move by Felder.
That was a grown man bucket right there. Weight room basket.
That one kicked out of bounds. Still be Gonzaga ball. One more game after this. It's going to be Kansas and the Bulldogs of Samford. A lot of people like their game. They can shoot threes too.
Oh, yeah.
Kansas is going to be a little bit short-handed, and we'll develop all that as we go.
McNeese now transitions into his own defense. Just trying anything to slow down the execution of the Zags in the half.
Hickman had to shoot. There was 3 on the shot clock. Missed a 3. Wells, the pass ahead to Richards, and knocked out of the hands of Felder. Might be a night for Antavian Collum. They worked on that ankle, but they're not working on it now.
Well, they didn't take him to the back or anything, so there's a good chance that if they do make a run and they're able to cut this lead down, he can get back into this game.
Wells, mid-range jumper. Rebound, Watson.
Watson with a great box out right there.
It's going to be Bulldog ball. Braden Huff getting some work, another 6'10" guy.
I talked about it earlier, the staff, they like him. They think as he gets stronger and starts to develop, he'll really be able to contribute to this ball club in a season or 2.
Watson backing in on Shoemate. The hook shot off the mark. Shahada Wells will change his speed and tries a scoop shot and drew the foul on Stromer. So Shahada goes to the free throw line for the first time. 79% free throw shooter. You said they'd have to check his passport on that last layup he hit. He's been around UT Arlington, TCU, and now McNeese. Be prepared for history to be written, hearts to be broken, and one champion to be chosen. 2024 Stanley Cup playoffs. NHL on TNT playoff coverage starts April 20th on TBS and Max. Again, going to try some full court pressure here.
They have to, man. Right now, it has to be some turnover times.
Also, double figures in rebounds.
And Ike's done a great job of sealing inside, knowing when to score. At the same time, he's recognizing the double team has come and made some skip passes to the weak side, and we know that's been the calling card of the Gonzaga three-point onslaught tonight. So it's just been an offensive clinic.
Watson the extra pass. Nebhart for 3. Kept alive by Watson. Down low, easy lay-in for Huff. His first basket.
And easy has been the theme. That's the night for the night for the Zags. Everything has been easy. The three-pointers, the looks inside. When they take their time and work that ball from side to side, they normally get a good look. McNeese thrives off turnovers. That's what their defense prides themselves on. They just have not been able to get those turnovers tonight.
Wells lets fly on a 3 off the mark. Watson's got another rebound. Watson found a lane, left hand on the crossover. That one partially blocked, saved on the baseline by Watson, doing a little bit of everything.
I'll tell you what, you think the Zags run a little charged up for this game? They've been hearing everybody talking about different 5-12 matchups. As you see Watson with the steal.
And he just looks over at Wells and says, you might as well slow down. I'm heading in.
Yeah. Once Watson took off, was clear for takeoff, there was nothing Wells could do.
Nope. Biggest lead of the night. With just over 11 to go. That was a clanger for Shoemate. Not a big three-point shooter, but you were right. Collins coming back
in. Didn't look like a serious ankle sprain or high ankle sprain, anything of that nature. He just probably need to retape or just take a little bit of a break. Oh, great pass. Watson to Huff for the easy bucket yet again.
There's the flush for Shoemate. His 56th dunk of the year.
Oh, wow.
His first of the night.
That's a lot of dunks on the season.
Uh-huh. Watson trying to lob inside. That's going to be a foul.
And the thing is, that guy came off the bench for 10 threes. He only averages 12 points on the season.
They might want to start him.
Man, I had Kentucky going to the Elite Eight.
And Huff coming to life here in the second half. Got a chance for a three-point play.
You see Huff right there. Nice weak side duck in. Takes up the space. Lefty hook. Easy work. When you're a defender and you have a size advantage, don't make the game hard. Slide inside. Use your big body. Gather yourself. Go up strong. That's exactly what Braden Huff just did.
Braden, a redshirt freshman, former Illinois State Player of the Year from Glen Ellen, Illinois. Wells inside, trying to tip in his own miss. Missed twice from 2 feet away. There has been a lid on the basket for Will Wade's team tonight inside. Check in with Dana.
Guys, I know things are not going the way McNeese had hoped tonight, but this season's still a bright spot for the school and for the community there in Lake Charles. A lot of people have forgotten 4 years ago, a couple hurricanes went through within 6 weeks, devastated the area. A lot of people are still rebuilding, trying to get back into their homes. And this season, this basketball season, has really brought the community together. They even canceled South Lake Charles Little League today so the kids could watch the game. Again, I know you kids aren't happy, but it is a season to be proud of.
Yeah, no doubt. Their arena's been rebuilt a couple of times because of the hurricanes. And
wedgie.
If you're going to miss one, miss it that way. Oakland and Kentucky, as Jamie just told you, coming down to the wire. It's on CBS if you want to check that out.
Kentucky pulled that out for my bracket's sake. Come on. I believe in those guys, man. They're so fun to watch offensively. They can score on anybody. Boy, they can be scored on as well.
Yep. Hickman.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
That's
the left hand.
Went through the lane, switched hands, finished with the left off the glass.
Under a minute to go in the Oakland, Kentucky game. They're up by 1 over the Wildcats. And we got a foul away from the ball. Going to be on Nebhard. Kranovich checks in. Nebhard comes out. Wells had a look from 3, now drives instead. Had it rejected. There's a third follow by Shoemate. So he's got another dunk.
Was that 57 on the season?
Yep. They call them shoe slams. Could have used about 6 more of them tonight, though, at least. Here's Watson on the drive. Can't get it underneath. The crowd reacting, and it's not because Gonzaga's got a 73-41 lead. They had the Oakland-Kentucky game on the Jumbotron above us. Either that or they're just cheering for Brendan and Dana and I. I'm not sure which.
They're definitely not cheering for me. Maybe you.
And whistle underneath and a foul. Hickman gets up slowly. Season's going to end at 30-4, but what a run. Perfect at home, 16-0, and then 2 more in their home arena during the Southland tournament. So they won 18. They came in winning 25 of their last 26, scoring over 80 points a game. Not going to be the case tonight.
Guys, at the start of the season, head coach Will Wade, he changed the code on the locker room door there at McNeese to 3-2-1. Easy to remember, you're thinking. But there was actually a different reason, and he just revealed it to the guys more recently. 3/21, that is today's date. That was the start of the first round of the NCAA tournament. His hope for them, obviously, to be there. I don't know the first date next year, but he can just change the code now so that nobody can break into the locker room either.
Yeah, there you go. No look pass. Watson had it pinned against the glass, but it's goaltending. So you can add 2 more to Watson's total. Trying to feed it inside to Wells, and a steal by the Bulldogs. Extra pass out to Stromer, and that one's intercepted.
I start wondering when Coach Few is going to get the rest of the starters out of there. Might be time to get Greg out.
Got 2 starters remaining in there, and Greg and Hickman, who's got ball in hand here as we approach 7 minutes. Greg got his man in the air, but he walked.
This one's pretty much academic at this point. You just don't want to get anybody hurt. Got a quick turnaround.
Watson's not in there right now, but I said earlier he's done a little bit of everything. Look at his line. 13 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists.
Wow.
Almost a triple-double for Anton Watson for Gonzaga.
Maybe they put it back in so we can get the assist.
Here comes another dunk. Shoe slam.
You said they call them shoe slams?
Shoe slam.
Now, why do they call them shoe slams?
Well, shoe made, shoe slam.
Okay.
Yeah, he can dunk with the best of them.
Oh yeah, he can get up. Look at him. He is.
That was angry.
He is looking at the rim.
It's an angry dunk.
Really angry, like the rim owes him money.
Did you see the one Anthony Edwards had the other night?
Oh my goodness.
He dislocated his finger or whatever, but that was an angry slam.
He dunked on John Collins and knocked Collins out the game with a concussion. I've never seen that. I've never seen somebody get dunked on and have a concussion afterwards.
11 points for Ben Gregg. Probably would have had a more productive night had it not been for 2 quick fouls early in the game. Rips both free throws.
Now you see Greg coming out the game, but Watson coming back in.
Well, maybe they do know his line.
Yeah. Go out there, get 2 assists, big fella. Get you a triple-double. And trust me, players know that stat sheet. They know what's going on out there. I guarantee you Watson's going to be looking to try to get a quick 2 assists.
Mike Saunders on the drive for McNeese. Hickman's probably the one that knows Watson's got that many assists.
I guarantee you Watson knows as well.
Okay, now feed it.
There you go.
Oh, had it. And instead, no basket. That would have been number 9. It was a pretty good look. Wells for 3. He still can't get one to drop.
It's just been that type of night. Buff has a mouse in the house. A really good mismatch.
There's 9.
I told you. Listen, this is my first rodeo. I ain't passed the bar, but I know a little bit. I know he knows those stats. He definitely came in to get that triple-double.
Dana.
Hey, guys, that triple-double will be just the 2nd ever in Gonzaga school history. Joel Ayayi had the other one January 9th, 2021, I should say. 12 points, 14 assists, 13 rebounds. So just the 2nd ever. Crazy.
Dana does her work, man, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah. One of the best in the business.
And Kranovich lays it in.
Nice drive right here. Understanding that he had a shot blocker coming in over there. Took the contact, scored it anyway.
Croatia is a Premier League MVP over there at one point and caps the 3-point play. (83-48), just under 5 to go. So a fadeaway prayer by Richards. And that one's true from outside for 3.
That's what he does. That's what he's known for, shooting the 3-point ball shot.
It's his 83rd of the year. Hickman's going, let's see, how can I get this ball? Oh, Watson's not out there anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One shy. 13-9. He said, wait a minute, how many assists do I have? Maybe I want to play some more.
Right, Coach, can you put me in for just one more minute? Come on, Coach. You know the deal. I always think it's funny when players act like they don't know the stats. Like, oh, yeah, I'm not paying attention to that stuff like that. You know exactly how many points you have, the rebounds, all that.
What's the most assists you ever had in a game?
I didn't get many. I was more of a finisher than a facilitator.
I know that.
But in DC though, we ran the Princeton offense. So sometimes I would get a lot of cheap assists off dribble handoffs. Like Gilbert Arenas would be hot, not just dribble and hand it to him. He hit some threes. So I might have a night where I got 3 to 5 assists, but it wasn't because I was diming.
Oakland has beaten Kentucky. Gonzaga is about to beat McNeese. McNeese came in with hopes of an upset with a 30-win season, but it's been all Gonzaga tonight.
Speaking of Kentucky, I think they only have one tourney win the last 4 years, and that's surprising with the amount of talent that comes through there. The way they could score the ball this year, I'm super shocked that Kentucky's done this early. Thought their offense would be good for at least a Sweet 16 appearance.
I agree with you. There comes another shoe slam.
Shoemate, shoe slam. He's having a nice little personal dunk contest out here. His 3rd, 4th one.
He can always say I was part of a 30-win team and I had 60 dunks on the year. But he can't say that he won an NCAA tournament game. And Huff keeps it alive. That 3-point won't go for Sukyo. Shahada Wells just really never got off tonight. I mean, he's in double figures, but they needed that earlier.
Yeah, and you understood if McNeese was going to win this game, they were going to have to hit a bunch of threes, create turnovers, get this game played the way they want to play it, and it just never happened. Gonzaga was way too strong with the ball. Ball security was not an issue for them. Half-court execution was on point, whether they were throwing it inside to the big fellas or knocking down perimeter triples. It was just an absolute clinic on half-court execution.
We saw Dan Munson's son get in the lineup earlier today, and now Coach Few's son gets in this one. Three-pointer by Wells. Kept alive. It'll be a three-pointer by Saunders. And that one goes.
Even the backups for Gonzaga are handling the pressure quite well.
Here's Few on a runner.
Oh, and the whole bench wanted that one to go down. Trust me, the starters appreciate these guys that are in the game right now, that work hard every single day, that might not get the playing time in the minutes, but the starters, they really appreciate what those guys put in. So in these moments, they want to see those guys shine and do well and get their moments in front of the crowd.
One and one coming up for Shahada Wells. $15 on the night. Southland Conference newcomer and player of the year. Cameron Jones checking in. 17. Stand corrected for Wells. So this free throw puts him on his average. And Shoemate and all those dunks done for the night and the season. Shahada out of Amarillo, Texas. Gets them both. He's going to be their leading scorer, but he's going to come out. Couldn't pull off the upset tonight. It's a big hug from his coach on the sideline. All the coaches, for that matter. As his eligibility is up, he's 24 years old at his third school. Kranovich tried a three, air ball.
Now we see the bench is completely cleared for Gonzaga.
Well, the score is going to look a little more respectable than it did a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
It really won't indicate. At one point, they were up by 35 points.
This was just one of those games where the Zags can control the flow from the opening tip.
Yep. Big collision in the lane.
I love the fact that even though Wells is out of the game, you see him over there standing up, clapping for his teammates, yelling instructions.
Sends Brown to the free throw line.
Just talks about the type of culture that Will Wade is building over there at McNeese. All these guys coming together. It's bigger than basketball within their like family.
T.J. Brown hits both free throws. Final minute. Few off the window, in and out. Gonzaga about a basket away from their per game average, which is 7th best in the country. Will bring it into the front court. About a 4-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock. Not that it matters. But he is going to go back to the free throw line. Great first year in Lake Charles for Will Wade.
Excellent first year.
Signed a contract extension. Hello. A follow by Jun Sukyo.
Look at the bench. They love it. You see them all over there yelling, head top.
And the Cowboys will dribble it out, and their season will come to a close at 30 wins and 4 losses. 86-65.